Good evening and welcome to the KILI Storytelling Hour. My name is Brian, Sergeant Cloud, and I come up here every Wednesday from 5 to 6, and I bring you story, the Lakota language, and announcements. And this evening, I'm up here with my wife Karen, and when she comes up here, she gives me strength. And this afternoon, after work, came out and it was 90 some degrees, and I had thoughts of just sitting at home and eat popcorn, but I wanted to come up, and I have a story ready, so I wanted to do that. I've been doing this for close to 10 years now, and I enjoy it, and it keeps me going, and then sometimes late at night I will check out stories, magazines, newspapers, and try to bring something that I think is good. And this evening I have one here that I got from maybe about 4 years ago. I told this story, and it came from a good friend of mine. She used to work for the college here down the road. She emailed me this story, so it is translated into Lakota, and I will bring you that. Shout outs. Charlie up in Martin usually listens, so Charlie, have a good evening. And Tom over in Pine Ridge, Tom, you have a good evening. And our niece Sonia, I think she calls herself Papa John, or I am glad you are listening. And also my Takoja Braylon, sometimes he listens, and he have a good evening, Braylon. And Lakota le walkhia thak pe me chale chonkata wahina uchoyak nice wons pe nice na kun woyak was uchityak as troga het go in sha le thaitje kun na kun enkte no recht het ku lilok khat cha o man en hetri taw mani ko wana hake ke o khata ke api le khesap chat na chasha o akhtat cha le vichite nas konash na oyak tok chakte in khayak na wana hake zapta cha cha o khatin ktloya na ta wana kitala ptaet et kun ke akt dokri lukcha.
Good evening, you pink to me. I bet to. Hey, honey, la washed it again. I bet to gata. As it's only le we took a here, hey, le wash it too many that wash kahina wa ina tiokas near wa. Why, heapcha up bankina. Wagla Kinishaja Lakota language 1 apple chamo go Manderson College Center Hill to Lampetuki Lakota sounds ever Lampetuki Lakota sounds ever chugum no wahina prehata de honky go khatet wakinas de competition ne mankaya hanle wama prechawahi. Good evening. Today was a very nice day, especially this morning. It was nice and cool and breezy, and I had lots to do, just doing things, keeping busy around the house, picking tomatoes and checking on my gourds and spreading out the corn to dry. I've been drying corn, so today is about the 4th day. And they're almost completely dry. So maybe tomorrow I can put them away. And then at noon I got ready. I look forward to spending time with my students. I teach Lakota Language 1 at the Manderson College Center, so I went and I did my class. Today we did established kinship, using Lakota kinship terms, and then we covered Lakota sounds. Lakota sounds, and then I had them do self-introductions in Lakota. And next week, gave them the assignment of introducing one of their classmates. So hopefully they'll get on it and work on them. And I told them that I would help them with those, because I told them that at some point in our lives we would be introducing ourselves, or we would be introducing someone. So, it's the time to practice up. And all in all, it was a pretty good day. I enjoyed it, and I hope you all did too.
Yeah, you always the word is advocate the Lakota sounds, and that's very important. And on the way over, I was things were rushing through my mind, and those sounds came, how words are spelled today. And I was just looking at whenever I go into the language, I always use a book called Reading and Writing the Lakota Language. Lakota yapi oapi na yawapi ya. Albert Whitehead Sr. Chahe le Lakotum kiapkile le iwaye kile yuha makhoche kile akamahi. Leli le makhocha kantohani wa unchaya hata le Lakota wa chatuteni le chava sounds ke na hani lila hos wons pe elihusne has me han akomene no context. The sounds are really important today. I was just saying that the textbook that I use all the time is Reading and Writing the Lakota Language by Albert Whitehead. And this is how we speak the Lakota language. And this is how I have been speaking ever since I came into this world. Which I just wanted to make that statement. Speaking of this book, I wanted to share this with Karen, see what she thinks about this. Like when we, she's teaching the sounds now, and then sometimes I have been teaching Lakota language for little children, and also the adults, and they always correct each other on wakalapi or wakaliapi. Here I'm going to read something here and see what Karen thinks about this. The Lakota language is often based on descriptions that are not conveyed by their English translations. For instance, the word to describe coffee, wakal yapi, or when we talk on the streets we say wakalapi. That literally means something is boiling. Similarly, the word to describe soup or stew, wahampi or wohampi, literally means they are making soup or stew. The English translations, coffee and soup, do not portray the feeling of action that is described in the Lakota words. Now I'll read about the tipi too. Tipi is another word in the same category. Tipi means they live someplace. Tipi. This is not a description of our traditional homes. If a person wants a Lakota word to describe a cone-shaped lodge, the correct word to use is, can you tell me? Tipestola.
Tipestola.
She or he lives in a sharp-pointed lodge, or tiikja. I hear that from older Lakota teachers. Everybody knows Calvin. He always tells us that. Tiikja. She or he lives in a common lodge. Tipestola and Tiikja are more vivid descriptions for what is today described in English as TB, T-E-E-P-E-E. Go ahead. So what? But today, most people will use wakalapi or wohampi or wahampi or tipi, T-I-P-I. What do you think about that?
You do. That's true that like the word wakaliapi and wohampi is wakalapi and is wahampi. And now those are descriptions of something.
Here's a little statement, and that this is maybe it'll clarify that. Often written sources record these words by what they identify without doing a thorough translation. Once a translation is documented and published, it becomes difficult for us as Lakota speakers to bring back the more complete meaning of the word as it was taught to us by our elders. So now, today, if I was sitting here and doing writing about TP, and the word TP comes across, you know how I would spell it? T-I-P-I. And then if the word coffee comes across, I would probably spell it wakalapi.
Yeah.
Or wakaliapi. That.
Wakalapi.
Yeah. No, wakalapi really don't mean it's wakaliapi and then wakalapi. So there's the more common one on the street is wakalapi.
Wakalapi
is
more common,
yeah. That. So, you know, today we have sometimes we have like debates, arguments, discussions, and it is okay, because today if I spell a tipi, everybody knows it's a tipestola or tiikja. or kaliapi. If I spell that, then you know it's coffee. Or kalapi, you know it's coffee. So these words are like here. This book is documented and it's printed. So now these words are all the same. TP, TIPI, TE, PEE, Tipestala, TXJA. They could all be in a dictionary, and they're talking about TXJA. So I thought I'd come across with that. And then another one that I was looking at on the way down is when we I think today I heard I heard it today, and this has to do with respect. Okay, I don't know how many years back, we always like this is kinship or relatives. Everybody calls their grandchildren Takoja. And when you say Takoja, or even if like Tahashi or Chue or Chibalo, then what does that bring? It brings respect. Right?
Yeah.
And then today we will say, I just said Braylon. I didn't say Takoja. Takoja Braylon. So like we always call those two boys Takoja, and then in turn they call us Uchi and Lala. So when we have that respect, then they in turn give us respect.
Yes.
So those kinship terms that we have in the Lakota language, they teach respect.
You know, that's one of the activities we did too, because this is the beginning of the semester. So I told the students that, it's important to address each other using Lakota kinship terms. So we established kinship in the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, me being older than them, I became the Tomi, and then the rest. My students are now Toja and Toshka.
Mm-hmm.
As I explained to them, each one, so they got to choose if they want to be those young men, if they want to be kola to each other or tahashi. And then, but they all chose kola, so they're all kola to each other. And then the girls.
Mm-hmm.
Girls, most of them are mashke, but there's two there that are cousins.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then now there's a Stepan too.
Yeah.
So
mm-hmm.
that was good.
Here's another one. When we shake hands, like if you go out here and shake hands, what kind of reaction or what kind of thinking do you think that'll create when you shake hands?
I think it respect, because how they shake your hand too. Some just put their hand kind of soft, just to touch, but then some give you a warm, like a nice handshake, and then some even cover your hand with their other hand too. So there's, I think, differences in those.
I like the younger people when they shake hands. There's many ways. I've seen 3 or 4 ways. Like Takoja usually gives me that. I don't know what they call it. There's fist, and then they touch each other, and then they'll give you a 5, and then fist.
Yeah.
That's good. And then, today, if you say you go down the street in Menderson and you shake hands, you know what they'll think? They'll think you're running for office.
Oh yeah, I've been asked that before.
Yeah,
I did that
yeah.
in here. I said, "What are you running
And
for?"
then it creates that mistrust or there's thinking.
Yeah.
Okay. Or sometimes when you say kahashi or kola, okay, when you say that downtown White Clear, what do you think that'll create? What kind of thinking?
I want money from you.
Yeah. Chocolat.
Yeah.
So today, these terms, they have different meanings in different places like that. But a long time ago, we still do, not long time, you can't say a long time ago, but there's still families out there that use the kinship terms, and it creates respect.
Mm-hmm.
And it teaches the younger people to address each other like that. So that's how I would bring, and that's called misuse of traditions.
Okay.
And this all comes from, like when you, it says here, today many people do not know our traditions. Often when we behave traditionally, our actions are misunderstood. Okay? According to Lakota philosophy, we address each other as relatives. So we just talked about that. With the influence of acculturation, this traditional practice becomes confused with other non-Lakota ways. Okay? If a person does not speak Lakota, yet wants to acknowledge a relative, he or she might use the English term brother or sister. See, they might call you sister. Because of the influence of Christianity. This action is often misunderstood as behavior of a born-again Christian. So it goes on. So it creates confusion? But when we practice it, we're not confused. I'm not confused.
Yeah. That's why I told my students, learn these and start addressing, family members, your children. Let them teach them that.
So that's a good thought that this book puts out. Another one is speaking English in Lakota. Now, what does that mean? Okay. Okay. I'll read you something here. Once when a young man was speaking Lakota at a gathering, an elder man leaned over to me and said, "Listen, he's speaking English." A man sitting on the other side of me laughed, but I was confused. The words the young man used were Lakota. What did the older man mean by he's speaking English? Later, I understood. Even though the young man was speaking Lakota, the thought pattern, the sentence structure was English. So he was speaking English. These mistakes happen when one follows the English grammar. Now we're getting into grammar. This is grammar rules instead of the Lakota thought pattern. Keep this in mind for how the Lakota thought pattern is introduced. Okay, now here's an example. Every language follows its own thought pattern. In English, the thought pattern used is usually subject, verb, adjective, and object. So, here's an example. I want some of that money. Now, say that in Lakota. See how it turns around like that? So, but, hopefully I'm not confusing everybody out there. But it is, that's why this Lakota language is like so hard sometimes for the young people, because now we all speak English, and then we come across this word grammar. So now we try to put whatever we're talking about in there first. If you're talking about a shonka, you'll say shonka he, like that one. So that's, it's hard. So, and there is English, like whenever we like these, I wonder, like one time Tasha and I were sitting up here and we were talking about a treaty. Now those are all written in English, and English sentence, English thought that was 200 years ago. And what they mean may be completely different from what we think right now. I don't know, that's just a thought. Okay. So that's, I thought I would just, those are things that we read and we think about it, and they are true. They are really true. But the one that is really true is the relative term. When you say Okashi, you're really bringing respect. When you say Takoja, that means respect.
Mm-hmm.
So, enough
honor,
of that.
Honor Wichaya.
Yeah, you honor them. Okay, that is Mr. Whitehead's philosophy. Okay, now I have a story. And the story is not an Ikitomi story. And this story, I got this way back in August 23rd, 2007. And it's called Powwows in Heaven. And it says here, can you want to read this in English, and I'll do it in the Lakota language?
Okay. Try out my reading skills.
Yeah.
Okay. Powwows in Heaven. 2 90-year-old Lakota men, Joe and Sam, have been friends all their lives. It seems that Sam is dying, so Joe comes to visit him. Sam, says Joe, you know how we both love to sing and dance all our lives. Sam, you have to do me one favor. When you go, somehow you've got to tell me if there's powwows in heaven. Sam looks up at Joe from his deathbed and says, Joe, you've been my friend many years. This favor I will do for you. And with that, Sam passes on. It is midnight a couple nights later. Joe is sound asleep when a distant voice calls out to him. Hey, Joe! Joe! Who is it? Says Joe, sitting up suddenly. Who is it? Joe, it's me, Sam. Come on. You're not Sam. Sam died. I'm telling you, insists the voice. It's me, Sam. Sam, is that you? Where are you? I'm in heaven, says Sam. And I've got to tell you, I've got some good news and some bad news. Tell me the good news first, says Joe. The good news, says Sam, is that there are powwows in heaven. You should see the grand entries. They are really keen. Really, says Joe. That's wonderful. What's the bad news? They got you down as head singer on Saturday.
That's how to end it. So you figure that out.
End of story.
Okay, I'll read this in the Lakota language. Mahbiata Wachipi, OLC Storytelling Hour, 82907. Lakota Vichashanum Li Latreha Kolakichiapi. Nawanana Pi Wanietu Wikjemana Napchiunkapi. Maji Sam Chiapi. Na Umaki Joe Chiapi. Li Latreha Ta Ni Umpi. Jahan, Benahe Lakasem Kuja. Nat Inkta, Obanach Baya, Chajo, Wayang in the Kichi Wogalak. Jo Trakolaku Ichi Wakixiapi. Napili Lawachipi Naha Loampi Wastilakapi. Chahecha Iwogalakapi. Watohan to Yunkan Jo Trakolaki Ki Inza. Same. Takuma Iwachi Ching Deloy. Ichash. Wankata Yaiki ha Hechia. Asna Wachipi Hechi. Umaki Hakaiwa. Eacha Trakolaki ki ha Ayuptina. Jo. Li Latrehan Kolachi Acha Taku Toksha. Uchijatnik Deloy. Einat A. Acha Jo Ata Lila Yoksija. Wana Sam Yayina Ha Hetaha Nupacha Seja. Jo Yunkina Choka Wahayan Lila Taya Ishtime Jahan. Unganahala Katua Chajat. Tatrasat Ni tue hoe. In Katrakolakwa Yayawa Hecha Huyek. Jo Ina Taku Slovaya Yachinwa He Uchichak Nikteloe. Yacha Jo Lila Nahopta. Wonach Stewa Enaha Wonach Shitawa Uchichak Nikteloe. So wonach Stikula Trokahia Uchichak Niktelo. Lechia Asna Wachipi Aloe. Na wonach Shicheki Inch. Okay, one Kaijapiki Wachipi Tacha Hell. Loma Ithancha Nichara Peloe. Okay, Nietzsche and Checha. So maybe Joe was thinking about that. I don't think I want to have that used. Okay. Every story you learn something from it. And this one here, Iktomi stories. I like the Iktomi stories, but usually Iktomi will do something that in Lakota they always say. Lechas a young Tishni. Hewe Geliut. Is Lechanuk Tishni. Holewoya Kinsha. 90, they're both 90 years old. So that means they had a real good life. And they were long time friends. And they liked to sing and dance. So they must have been pretty healthy. They probably ate pretty good. Probably took some walks, exercise.
Have a lot of knowledge.
They probably exercise their mind.
Wisdom.
Like you do. Wisdom, yep. And they work and they have fun.
And a good trust.
They trust each other. Culture. They live their culture. Singing and dancing. They were educated.
Humorous.
Yep, humor. The Lakota people are humorous. And favors each other. So that's what. If you want to listen to this story and just go through and see what is it? They usually call it moral of the story. Ohe woya keke machpia ta wachipia. Nikole watohan da iktomi wichoya ko ahi as he washitja oblak washitja oblahast. Khahet lapit ke he wexet anaruptan tot khoetlo blakaka. Oblahastnes wexet oblak. Kai. Iktomi le voy a que genera hiucha iktomi umani hiah na tokesh que tuktet ha hichula ka in wahapi le chalas wahapi is wahapi yoha watons na ayuta chi na ko iktomi wanas in hawachin shite ta isnala le yutun ke hetsan to yuk ya xan belewa ilehen cha belekil agalagali takena kalwa wa pe wa ekigel watan yutin kte yuktas nit ja kal egel na to isnala yutin kta cha het cha to kila yuk hala cha aya ka he xan gna ka to ha ya cha ta ka galingo kata ka oksan senta twinis da ook zo'n gezet. Zie me dat wij hier daar komen die maar heb ik alleen maar dat is ook de jeugd dan het zo chance niet. Oké, en kan je zijn er dan kan houden. We ook zo'n gezet na kuta keto ook kan zien kapella meneer daar hier kan zich fijn. Die laat na komen heb ik aitan het zo. Hou ik gelaat. Maar na hij ik dan ik let daar voor jeugd. Chink gelaat. Kom de leeuw heb ik let zet je let zien. Sai nina kesni matsaga ikto khola jaektaka ina komi suicha sa chami suwa le wahabikile in taku chicha ktala kiyanga chintala atwa uhie ke le wahabikile ata isnala ktala hoyas me malusa hela taku chicha ktala Ich et gaan nooit zwil ja glas ktala. Ja met glas ktala. En dan net gekje ja ook zou hier ktala. Uhia hat ma hat gele nisnala lat ktala. Na uhia hat ma nisnala lat ktala. Ata wana de inazna ich egel zwil ja glas. Ata wana in ma kop blekele na kohomene tsaya kia kat. Ata wana ja khchahan ik to ik ziek van je was dat eigenlijk maar goed eigenlijk ik dan is niet alle twee de hele school sketch dat is ik tel eigenlijk dat in is gekeken van ik dacht in wat heb we ja het hele ik to ata in nasagje het gaat je zitten dat zei je niet dus Wacht je dan. Ja, ana of dan gaf en hoog. Gaat je zit af ja. Of iets op. Doa han kichi tsamata do kichi wo chakcha.
Mista kon balake hani wakichi chubniko. Ane iska untiwake. Takush no pachte na yuhaya utakai. Ish toa umani hi hata kiglesh na ni takun yuhagle. Yuhagle ki.
Hani khust de kilehang ipia. Nako hay woy wat to kre out after. Hochti ole op. Asa doen is ti ole kiletsin. Wat haloya hat expert ole. Oya hani jotas untiu nicht kaka tikta ipcha le vaglube chanas na pakoja na waichak takosna vaskue mahalogna so hani heta so vichom le hani to ka tot hat takon we prince
takon yak yepti we prince
Well, in I want to make some announcements before we leave. I hope you enjoyed that story. There will be a parent and student dinner at Wandaning District School tomorrow evening at 5 p.m. So all you listeners in Manderson and Wandaning, if you have students, parents and students take your ina and ate and kaka and uchi to the school for a dinner tomorrow. And they can also visit the classrooms and the teachers. We have some really good teachers over there.
Yep.
And we have some really good people in the community.
Yes.
And the parents too.
Mm-hmm. Students there too.
We are proud. And all over this Oyanka, there's good schools. And they all care for their children.
Yep.
And they love them.
Good people.
Good
teachers,
people.
Parents.
Yep. And all these teachers are professionals. And all the schools, to me, I always say this, all the schools are good.
Yes.
Whether it's Allen, Porcupine, Crazy Horse, Lone Man, He Dog, Hakini, Bullhead, they're all good.
Yes.
Ulrichs, White River, St. Francis.
Yes.
They are all good. Our Lady of Lords, Red Cloud, Pine Ridge, Little Wound, I forget it,
Rapid City Central.
Rapid City Central.
Stevens.
Yeah. And there's Lakota students over there. Somewhere I was reading in a journal, there's close to over 1,500 Lakota students in Rapid City. They can have their own school over there.
Yes.
1,500 students.
Yep.
So they're all good. They're all for me, none of them is like, they're all equally good. They all teach them math, reading,
great
everything.
staff, people who care.
Good
great
cooks.
Parents. Yep.
Good cooks. The bus drivers.
Everyone was
always on time.
Yep.
They come in at 7 o'clock, honk their horn. 6:30 sometimes, Red Cloud bus comes. So they're all good.
Yep.
So with that, it is now 2 minutes to 6. Do you have any anything else? Anything else you want to add? Like you're teaching the Lakota language for the college. How's the students? Do they know any Lakota? Because are they older people or they just come from schools?
Well, they're from the community, young adults, and so far it's good. I mean, I see their interest.
Do they know any sentences or thoughts, words?
Yeah, they do.
Good.
I had them entered, and they can do the sounds too. Some like imajabi or stuff like that. Yeah. And then the other classes at Oglala, that's Lakota language too. So I have some new students. So I'm going over the sounds with them too. Gave them assignments and stuff.
Do you ever run into a Lakota speaker?
Yeah, in one. At Oglala, I have one Lakota speaker in the class, and she was good. She helps me out.
That's good.
And then, or she would have something to share. And then in today's class, one of them was like that too. She told the students that they must learn the language because she said in like jokes. To jokes, you can see these guys or people when they're tell jokes or talk about something funny. You can see their laughter and stuff and the humor. and she said when you try to tell it in English,
it's not funny.
It's not funny.
Yeah.
She said it's descriptive.
So if you can speak Lakota, so your jokes will be funny.
Mm-hmm.
And if you try to tell a joke in the English language,
people have this fear of being laughed at, but it's okay to laugh at yourself, so it wouldn't be so hard on you.
Remember, that's why one time, I don't want to make you mad, but one time I said, don't tell no more jokes because...
I was afraid for you when you were telling that joke.
No.
I was going to say, Oyakishnia.
Yeah. Well, it is 6 o'clock now, and I'm going to say thank you to KILI Radio. Di la pilau ya pelo. Lehan sna little choya kanista takukus na kau. Dona na gup na kamena lila pilau ya. Thank you for listening, all the listeners, and if you're traveling on the road, have a good trip, and be careful, and make sure you're, as Tomska Hercules used to say, what is that? Click it or ticket. So I'll turn it back over to Lloyd. Pilau ya pelo.